Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Capricorn. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Capricorns, please. All right, so we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming through. They're also showing up as the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. So someone here loving, creative, sensitive, intuitive, but also they may be hanging out in your energy here. They're viewing you as the 10 of Pentacles, all right, so they definitely see your worth and value. They also see you as someone they would love to be in a relationship with. And we see the 7 of Swords. Okay, so there may be an element of secrecy around this connection. Now, it could just be that they're a secret admirer, but I also see possibly you two work together. And so maybe you have to keep it secret for that reason, but we'll see what that means. And we see the 8 of Swords. All right, Capricorn, I definitely feel like you have somebody really kind of obsessed with you. And if I'm not mistaken, I think your energy check-in this week, we had a similar theme where somebody wants you bad. And I feel like it really could be this person. But of course, it doesn't have to be. It can, it can be somebody different. But the King of Pentacles here tells me that this person may have Earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This is somebody who's very grounded, somebody very stable, somebody creative, somebody who's, good with their hands, somebody who's a fixer, somebody who's a doer, somebody who's also very generous. We see the Fool energy in reverse. Now, this person might be a little bit nervous or a little bit hesitant to take a risk and to come towards you, Capricorn. Now, that could be because they're a little bit intimidated by you. But the Fool in reverse can also indicate maybe they don't want to look foolish. But I kind of feel like they're a little bit of a hot mess about you is what I'm getting. They might also be worried about this element of secrecy. Again, if you two work together or there's some other reason, you want to keep this connection quiet. Some of you too, they might be a little bit younger than you. All right, let's see. And we see the Queen of Cups energy in reverse. This is also someone, Capricorn, who's been burned in the past by rushing into things. So although they're low-key or maybe even high-key obsessed with you here, I do feel like they've experienced, disappointment in the past. They've been burned by dealing with people that weren't quite who they seemed. And so they're a little bit, even though I do think they're emotionally invested behind the scenes, they're a little bit nervous about taking this risk or taking this leap of faith. Now, how my Capricorns are feeling, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So you're ready for something new. You're ready for something different. I don't know if you feel like it's all work and no play right now, or you're kind of bored and discontent with, the same types of people coming towards you and it not really working out. I don't know. There seems to be something a little bit different here about this person or this connection. And I love this mix of like earth and water because it tells me there's real room for growth, fertility, abundance here between the two of you. Now let's see, Capricorn, what else we need to know about this person. All right, so they could be a Taurus. There's that earth energy, or they have strong Taurus in their chart, or they're embodying this energy. They're stable, they enjoy aesthetics and comfort as they're ruled by Venus. They're loyal, they're kind, they can be stubborn. I also feel like both of you are going to really enjoy like the finer things in life. It's going to be a very comfortable relationship between the two of you, but like you both like to have nice things. All right. We see karmic soulmate. Now, don't be put off by this because I know a lot of times we think karmic soulmate, this is going to be painful or it's going to be difficult, but this can be a karmic soulmate, somebody who teaches you different types of lessons. They can restore your faith in love. They can also teach you or remind you that, you're perfect, you're perfectly imperfect, right? But I like this card because it says you're meant to learn lessons in this connection and help each other evolve. So I don't feel like there's a real element of pain attached to this, all right, or difficulty. They could be an Aries, or they have strong Aries in their chart, or they embody this energy of strength and resilience. They're a risk taker, a carefree, youthful personality. But I feel like they've learned some lessons about being too impulsive. All right, and we also see defender. Yeah, Capricorn, this person is deeply committed to your connection. They're strong, and they can be counted on to have your back. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we see Mama's Boy. So my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of my cards are. But this person may have a close-knit relationship with their mom, whether they're male or female. They might act a lot like mom, look like mom, followed in mom's footsteps. But, you know, and for others of you, this person may be somebody who has children, particularly a son from a previous connection. Or if they are a son themselves, I feel like they're a good son, right? With the Hanged Man coming through, this person, it feels like they're around you, Capricorn. So hanging out in your energy. Now, of course, that can be online, but for a lot of you, it feels like it's in person, like it may be through work or somewhere you like to go. You know, the King of Pentacles can be like the gym or the grocery store or Home Depot or, you know, somewhere like that. But I feel this person's creative, they're loving, they're intuitive, they're awakened. You know, they have a spiritual side. They're very nurturing, Capricorn. This person may be taller than average. Now, just remember these really specific messages that come through, especially with physical characteristics and such, are not going to resonate with all of you, but they will be confirmation for some. We see hot mess. I was kind of getting that with the Fool in reverse. I think this person's a hot mess about you. I don't think their life is necessarily a hot mess, not with them coming through as the King of Pentacles, generous, solid, stable, secure. But I feel like when it comes to you, they are. All right, and we see nonconformist. So this is somebody who does things differently. This is somebody that doesn't just go, they do go with the flow with that Pisces energy, but they don't just toe the line. This is somebody who's free-spirited, maybe a bit rebellious. All right, and we also see that they might be well-known, Capricorn. And again, that could be the reason for the Seven of Swords energy. So it might be there are a lot of people that are watching this person. Maybe they do have some sort of level of fame or recognition at the community level. Or larger than that, they could have like a large social media following. Again, so this connection may be one that's kept secret for protection, right? To protect you or to protect the connection, or, you know, they don't, like, especially if they have a large social media following, I don't feel like it's hiding you, but it's more like protecting you. Okay, again, that's not going to be for all of you. Some of you, it's just because you work together and, you know, there are just a lot of eyes on you. And I also feel like this person has learned those tough lessons in the past by, like, being too open about their personal life. Whether it's because they have just a lot of eyes on them because they're famous or whatever it might be. So let's see. What else do my Capricorns need to know about this person? Expectation. This is somebody who's been waiting for you, Capricorn, or waiting for the right time to come towards you. We see thoughts. A lot of you, this person is creative. You may be their creative muse. I feel like this person absolutely can't stop thinking about you. That's confirmation there with the Eight of Swords. So again, you have this person obsessed. And we see wealthy man. Now remember, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards are. With this wealthy man, whether they're a man or a woman or however they might identify, this person has a lot to offer. And we see high honor. This is also somebody who's, you know, honored and respected. Again, this could be your boss, for example. Or this is just somebody that people really do honestly respect. This is a good person. This is someone who's done well or does good things for their community, for their family. Like I said, some of you too, they might have a large social media following, and so they may want to keep their private life private. All right. Or they're a politician, or, you know, whatever it is. All right. Whatever scale, their infamy maybe. No, they're not all infamous. All right. Let's go ahead and see how else my Capricorns will be able to identify this person. They already know who you are. This is a clear kind of repeating message or theme for you guys this week. This is somebody who's already crushing on you. They might have lighter skin. All right, they have an odd numbered birth year, and we see they're going to come into your life unexpectedly, or this is going to be really unexpected. They want to send you a message here. All right. So they're seeing you as the Ten of Pentacles. This is somebody, Capricorn, who's seeing your worth and your value. They see that, a lot of you may be family oriented, you're stable, you're secure, you have a lot to offer. I mean, this person absolutely sees your worth and your value, and they see you as somebody they could really be in a relationship with. All right, we see the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this person might be trying to figure out if you're single or not. But they see you as possibly like as an entrepreneur. They may know that you've been recently, or you've been through some sort of breakup or separation. And the King of Wands in reverse, possibly with a fire sign. But I'm also seeing this person might be a little bit worried. They see your worth and your value. They see a relationship with you. They want to build a legacy here with you, but they're not sure that you're going to feel the same way here. All right. And we see that with the King of Wands in reverse. Like, they might be worried that there's just, you might be physically attracted to them, but you might not want to invest, or you might want to stay single. My Capricorns, how you're going to be feeling the Nine of Swords. So there might be a little bit of an element of stress here regarding this person or this connection. Again, maybe because they're your boss, maybe because you work together, maybe because there's an element of this person being well known, so it might change your life, right? Especially if you're more of a private person. Some of you too, you may be wanting to keep this connection secret because maybe they know your ex, or maybe you don't want your ex to know. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, you might be going through a divorce, and obviously depending on the laws in your state, sometimes if it's found out that you're dating or you're seeing somebody else before the divorce or the separation is finalized, it can really, it can really mess things up for you. So again, there could be so many different reasons here, but I do think that you are going to be a little bit stressed about maybe keeping this connection secret, or having to keep it secret, not really being able to tell people for whatever reason. And I think you already know why that is, or you'll know why that is. What else does this person really admire about my Capricorns? What else does this person really admire about my Capricorns? Okay, they see you as the prostitute archetype. So they see you as accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Yeah, so they see that you're a real survivor. They see that you're somebody that no matter what you've been through, you don't change who you are at your core. So you have a very strong moral compass. You're also very self-assured. You're hardworking. You're dedicated. And we see beggar energy. Yeah, beautiful. That you confront empowerment at the level of physical survival and awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Yeah, they see you as a survivor. They see you as strong. They see you as somebody who perseveres, but they see you as like really good at your core, really in alignment with your morals and your values. And we see the Fool energy, more Aries energy coming through. I love that. You two are going to have a really funny connection, like a humorous connection, in the sense that you both fearlessly reveal emotion. You laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. You two might have inside jokes already, or you're the type of connection where you definitely have inside jokes. I see you laughing and like playing together, Capricorn. And I know sometimes my Capricorn says, Capricorns, you're kind of classified as a more serious sign, but I feel like this person really brings out that really beautiful, playful side, which a lot of people don't, like I said, don't normally get to see. Lovely. All right, so somebody here might be a comedian or love like stand-up comedy is what I'm getting. The Seven of Swords. So there is an element of secrecy here, and I do think that might stress you out, Capricorn. We see room to unfold. This connection benefits from spaciousness and patience. What is meant to deepen will do so without force. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. And embodying authenticity, this connection encourages you to show up as you truly are. Yeah, with this person, I feel like you can be your true self, and you know that you're accepted, you know that you're loved. You know, you'll never be right for the wrong person, but you'll never be wrong for the right person either. So this connection gently reopens emotional openness. Yeah. Restoring your faith and love, right? Your ability to trust people here. All right. And we see this connection reshapes what you thought connection should look like. Alignment replaces fantasy. Beautiful. And we see emotional safety. I do feel that way. Even though there's this like element of safety, secrecy within this connection, Capricorn, this connection supports softness, trust, and nervous system ease. It deepens where you feel safe to be fully yourself. Okay. Beautiful energy there. All right, let's see what else my Capricorns need to know. Again, about this person who's like already obsessed with you. All right, let's see. Clear messages, advice, and guidance. Fearless love. Spirit saying go for it. A courageous leap into the unknown. All right. That's my Aries card. We see freedom, healthy space, and room to breathe. I think this is paramount for my Capricorns. But it's also because there are two people here that really trust one another. We see life partner. Capricorn, this could really go the distance. Your romance is stable and ready to go the distance. For some of you, there may be a rekindling or there's been a stop and a start here, but this rekindling energy for me can also indicate a past life soulmate connection. Some of you may be friends. All right, start off as friends. Friendship is vital to your romance. Feelings deepen and blossom. Some of you might want to keep this secret from your friends, okay, just while this develops. All right, let's see. Especially if you're in like the same friend group. All right, let's see what else we need to know. We see now is not the right timing, okay? We see February, all right? So we do see, that's Pisces, Aquarius energy, and Spirit's telling you to trust in divine timing. So somebody could be born in February, or, maybe you met this person back in February, or something happened in February, or it could be taking place between now and next February. But that seems a little bit far off. My readings are really meant to be a bit sooner than that. All right, my lovely Capricorns, I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.